Nguvu Y'all, and welcome. I am IndiGolden, and this is The Buzz, where we see what the buzz is all about with Black entrepreneurs that you can trust and support. We always appreciate having Black entrepreneurs come through to show love and share their story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Nguvu Y'all, welcome to The Buzz, where we see what the buzz is all about with Black entrepreneurs that you can trust and support. Today we have Lloyd G, which is the co-host of The Buzz. How you doing, Lloyd?
Man, all is well, and Nguvu, good people.
Yes, Nguvu. I appreciate you coming through today.
Indeed, man, I was looking forward to it all week.
I know that's right. I appreciate that. That's what's up. So today we're trying to get everybody's business buzzing, but yours is actually already buzzing. So let's get to know your business. So what's your business name and what do you like to go by?
Okay. Well, my name is Lloyd G, and I have a business platform called Swish TV, and it caters to sneaker culture, sports, athletics, and hip hop. So, and that's really the three most popular things in pop culture, which is, what most people flock to, in our culture.
Yes, definitely. I'm going to say I can resonate with that. That's what's up. When did you start your business, or when did you start taking it more seriously?
Oh, man, that's a great question. So it was a couple years ago. So, this pandemic kind of got things, out of alignment, but it was right about 2018 time frame. I had came up with the idea right at the tail end of 2018. I had met a man named Moon Man Cam. He's a videographer. And I had went to this networking event. And so when I entered into the networking event, sometimes I just like to blend in and, just kind of be, just participate, get to know the people, work the room a little bit, and, and that's it. But in the city where I'm located, as soon as I walked in, people spotted me and, they wanted me to say something special. So they handed me the microphone. My background is in hip hop. I've been an MC for a long time, so I kind of know how to capture the crowd's attention. So at the event, I said something motivational to the crowd because it was a network of all Black individuals. And I was just looking around the room, and I had a chance to talk to some of the young men and young women before everything really started. And I was like, man, these individuals are so powerful. These are my brothers and my sisters, and these are they telling me that these are the things they do. I'm like, wow. So when they handed me the microphone, I wanted them to feel encouraged about what they do, because a lot of times you go into a room or an event or what have you, and you may be looking around and you may feel like, man, I may not be the best, or my business is just a startup. I just got it started, so, but nah, you got it started. You did your research, and you have a professional look and a professional presentation to yourself. Go after what you came for. So I wanted my people to feel encouraged as they were, participating in the networking event. So to make a long story longer, one of the guys that were in the event, he heard me and he was like, hey bro, I think you Holloway. A lot of people in my city call me Holloway, my last name. And so he said, you came to our studio, a long time ago. And I met you when I was like 17, 18 years old. And I was like, I was like, wow. And he's like, that's how I remember you. And from you speaking, you know, you still have the same positive energy then as in now. And me and him got to talking, and I understood that he was a videographer. And, you know, one thing led to another. And when we left the networking event, I wanted to create something from that event. You know, a lot of times we go to these places and it's so good, and we like, man, that was so powerful, but we leave without an action item, right? And so now the event may have been powerful, but we didn't capitalize on it. So I said to myself, what I'm going to do is create something, and then for the next networking event, I'm going to, you know, present something to everybody to show what they inspired me to do, you know, and create a business from that particular networking event. So started talking with the young man, and next thing you know, we came together and we said, hey, look, let's create something for everybody, you know, especially the young individuals, but something that people from about 10 years old on up to about 35, 40 years old can enjoy. And we came up with Swish TV. You know, it's a platform that's more so catered to, you know, the positive side of entertainment. You know, people are so quick to put out things that are so negative. It's not uplifting. We want you to be entertained while also enjoying something that's clean for the whole family. You know, so that's a little bit about the business Swish TV.
Yes, but that's beautiful, and actually, that's what we need in our community. So that's what's up. That's beautiful.
Indeed, thank you.
What inspires you? Well, what keeps you motivated right now?
Well, I'll say this. So every time I get inspired to create something, the way that I know that it's, or how I know it's monumental, is something happens, like just out the blue. It's, you know, almost unexplainable. So as I was putting the business together and we're getting set to launch, the pandemic comes out of nowhere. It hits, boom, full-fledged. And I'm like, man, we ready to go. We can't even, now they're locking everything down. You know, we're a platform catered to sports. So we have to be in these sports facilities, you know, in these stadiums, at these events, in these gyms, things like that. I'm like, man. So that's how I knew it was going to be big. A little bit about me. I have a background in social work. And what I learned a long time ago is that we have to be able to meet people where they are. And one of the dilemmas that I had as a social worker who was practicing was connecting with my young individuals. And so I said, okay. One day a young man came to me and he found out that, you know, I used to rap, you know, when I was in college and things like that. So before he found that out, he didn't want to talk. He didn't want to open up. It was just quiet, you know, wouldn't say anything to me. Once he found that out, it was like a whole 180-degree turnaround. You know, he wanted me to, man, tell me about this, tell me about that. You know, what is this like? What's that like? And so I said, wow, this young man just, you know, opened up. So I said, there's something to this. So I told him, I said, well, this is what we'll do. We'll spend half of our session speaking about hip hop. And then we'll spend the other half of our session speaking about our life goals. I said, is that a deal? He's like, yeah, man, let's do it. I'm with it. So I said, wow, There it is. And more specifically, music. I saw that I can form a connection, a bond with the young individual by meeting him where he's at, by finding out what he or she enjoys, and what is one of the most popular things that we all love at a young age is music, more specifically hip-hop music. So I said, you know what? I can't abandon what I know and what I love and what raised me. So let me infuse my practice of social work with hip-hop. And so I've been infusing everything that I do with a positive form of social work in hip-hop from then on.
That's what's up. That's peace. I like that.
Thank you.
You're touching lives, and that's what kids need, to be honest. Because that's like, even I can say that with myself when I was younger. Usually, you just need someone that you can relate to, and that's powerful. That you bring that presence to people. I think that's real beautiful.
Indeed, our parents. So, as a social worker, I've worked in many different field settings. So I was even working in a daycare at one particular time, and so I was having a conversation with one of the ladies, and number one, I had to give a big salute to all of our daycare providers because, they are really surrogate parents, and she was telling me, she's like, Lloyd, just think about it. So the kids, the children, they come into the daycare and they spend about, 8, 9, 10 hours with us. Now, you go home, it's almost dark. You got time to eat, take a bath, shower, and then go to sleep. So how much time are they really spending with their parents? And she let me know we're basically raising the children that come into our centers, and so I think that is very important for them to get something healthy in return, because our parents a lot of time largely don't have the opportunity to spend enough time with their children. They wake up, they go to work, they come home, and they have about 2 or 3 hours with their son or their daughter, talking about what happened during the day. But at what point are you getting to know your child? What point is your child getting to know you during that day? So now all you have is the weekend. And that's if you have free time. If you're not involved in something else, work or another event, we only get a chance to really see our children for those 48 hours during the weekend. So, it's almost not fair as far as the time that we actually have to spend with our children. And I want to, make sure that they have some type of outlet, that's going to be positive, that's going to feel like, a parent is watching, and they have approval from their parent as well. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. Do you consider Swish TV an online business, or is it more like land-based?
Great question. It's more online now. We actually had 2 different studios in the city where I'm in, Huntsville, Alabama. But when the pandemic hit, it really wasn't as feasible. We were doing a few different programs, few different podcasts. We had the Come Up podcast, and we had our Swish TV podcast. So what we were able to do during the pandemic is we were able to formulate relationships with different boutiques, different stores, just different individuals that led us into their place of business, even when the pandemic was going on, because a lot of times these businesses were closed and they wanted to have a reason to open up their doors, turn their lights on. And so they would let us in, and we would be able to interview people, artists, athletes, within their businesses, which also doubled as promotion for their business as well. So, but we have our website, swishtv.org, O-R-G. And we also have our Instagram, swish_TV_, as well as our Facebook page, swish_TV_. That's available online.
Yes, and I'm also going to make sure they're in the links to this video.
Thank you.
Definitely. And then right now, how do you promote your business? How do you promote Swish TV?
Well, through platforms such as KuzibaConnection. And this actually gives me the ability to speak on KuzibaConnection because it's a positive place. I got a chance to actually be a part of the beta testing of the website, and it was very interesting, and it's very educational for me as well, because just being a business who started up within the last several years, especially during the pandemic, you never know everything that you need to know. So you're always searching for enlightenment and understanding. And browsing the website, I saw different educational tools, that actually led me back to the Small Business Administration. And they had some courses, if you will, that I was able to, kind of click on, gain some information, which has already helped my business itself. We also do some promotion online in the Google space as well. So, if you're searching for some of your, for all my sneakerheads, if you're searching for sneakers, you may come across us through your Google search, because we also, dabble in sneaker reselling as well. So that's what it is. We're online. You can find us on the website, our Facebook, and our Instagram.
Yes, and I appreciate the shout out too, and I appreciate that because I'm happy to work with you. Like working with you, you help me a lot too. You just don't know, so I do appreciate that.
Indeed, and if I can just expound on that, I think that's important because we have to be able to show our brothers and sisters, our kings and queens, that camaraderie. I definitely consider you to be a comrade, and my sister in our fight, our struggle, and on our path to success. And we've had the ability to exchange different stories, and I've had the ability to learn from you, which was one of the reasons why I was so eager to be a part of KuzibaConnection, because I want to be a part of the success that my sister has, as far as her investing into herself, into her business, to her community, into her family, because that's how we all become family, in one way or another, when we take our time to invest into each other. And then, you immediately provide opportunities for us in terms of positioning our businesses, but also we have the ability to work, gain money, resources, kickbacks, and things like that. And so now when you have the ability to spread love in that way, now the bond becomes tighter, because it's like, I don't just want to take, or I don't want. I don't need you to just give. No, allow me to give back to you. And I'm so grateful to be a part of KuzibaConnection, because not only can I give, but Kuziba gives back as well.
Absolutely, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. And yeah, y'all want to know more about Kuziba by going to our website, and I appreciate that. And I always want more love to Kuziba, but I definitely want more love to Swish TV too, because you do a lot with Swish TV I wanted to ask you what's your favorite part about Swish TV?
The favorite part, honestly, it's the community work, because this allows us to still be in the community. Last September, Labor Day, we teamed up with our local city of Huntsville, and the Housing Authority. And we said that we wanted to do something special for our community. So they have the low-income housing, or the project homes, as some people know it to be. And we said, look, this is ours. Our people reside here, and we want them to know that they are someone special, because they are. And we want to make sure that we're giving back to them and encourage them to do well, as they're going back to school. So what we did was we created a basketball tournament called Above the Smoke. And so the community came out. Now the city said that they were going to have some police security, but the police did not come out for whatever reason. But the event was so peaceful, no problems, no issues, no fights, no disturbances, anything like that. It was just all love. And, that's what I myself wanted to show the city. Had a few partners as well. Chris Pride, my man DJ CO, of course, DJ Your Boy. And we all came together and we put this event together. Marcus Orr as well from Supreme Cuts. And we had professional basketball players from the Atlanta Hawks come out. We had some of our local ABA professional basketball players come out, hometown heroes, high school legends, and the people came out to see their heroes, their black heroes, put on a show for the community. Free food, clean music. We had the artists come out and they had a chance to perform and things like that. And we were also able to make a solid connection and create a solid network with the city, through the Housing Authority. And we're looking forward to putting together some more programs for them. So my favorite part, again, I know maybe a little bit long-winded, but it just kind of touched me. My favorite part is being able to reach the people that really need it and give back and work within the community.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And what are you hoping to accomplish with Swish TV?
You know what? Now, I like the questions that you're asking, because I'm like, man, I'm going into detail about in regards to the question that you're asking, but I'm like, well, I got to make sure I touch on this. So you're asking all the right questions, basically. So let's kind of look deeper into this thing, okay? Mm-hmm. Since the beginning of time, when it comes to sports, they've said that, first they didn't want us to play. They didn't want black individuals to play at all. Then they saw that we had God-given abilities that no one else had. So they had to recruit us. So as time progressed, now they're searching for us. But they are limiting what we have the ability to receive. So anyhow, we'll say this. So we go and we play for these teams, but we can't get paid. Now, in the meantime, our kids are going back home. Our children are going back home with nothing to eat. Lights is cut off. And they're almost being put out in the street. And let me say this as well, because that's not all of us, but our young individuals who could benefit from a little assistance, they weren't getting any assistance at all. So we were giving all that we had and receiving nothing in return. So are ones who come from disadvantaged circumstances. You know, they seek them out, and they want them to play for their teams, and they want them to wear their brands, and you know, put the jersey on and wear it with pride and act accordingly and things like this. But you're doing nothing for us. You're not even giving anything back to our community at all, not one bit. So now I have to play, probably be starting about age 8, and I have to put my body on the line until I can turn at least 18 to where I can get paid. That's if I go pro. Another few years before in college before I can turn professional. So now I'm about 18, 19, 20, 21 before I can see any return from me putting my body on the line. And this is male and female, right? So, and this is our young black athletes. And I'm especially speaking in reference to our young black athletes that come from disadvantaged homes. Again, I don't ever want anybody to think that that's, you know, all of our black people, you know, because I came from a great home, you know, and there are a lot of us who come from great homes, from homes of scholars, you know, millionaires and things like that. So, but the individuals who need help the most, they have to put their bodies on the line with nothing in return at all. They have to go to college and hope to make it to the NBA, to make it to the NFL, to make it to the MLB, in hopes to be able to save their family financially. So, with all of that said, within the last couple of years, they've created something called the NIL, the name, image, and likeness, where now our young individuals can get paid off of their name, image, and likeness when they're in college, you know. And so that's such a blessing because a lot of individuals need it. And, you know, not just our black individuals, you know, kids from all across the United States, you know, all across the world who are coming to these institutions of higher learning and putting their bodies on the line. They can now get paid off their own name, image, and likeness. So, with that said, it's been a long time coming. My whole goal is this. Why should we have to wait till we turn 18 or till we leave college to get paid? Right. You know, if what I'm doing is drawing attention and people would like to pay me for what I'm doing, then I should be able to get paid. So if let's look at LeBron. So he had the body of a grown man when he was about 15, 16, 17, mm-hmm. You know, and so, and people would come from all around to see this young man. But again, he can't get paid until he turns at least 18. At the same time, he can feed his family now, though. Mm-hmm. So why should we have to wait until our athletes turn 18 before they can get paid? And getting paid comes in different ways. You can get sneaker opportunities. You can get different brand and company opportunities from these major sports platforms and brands, Nike, Reebok, Adidas, things like that. You know, come into the community and, you know, award scholarships, you know, but not just scholarships. Award sneaker deals, clothing deals, you know, different type of entertainment deals, what have you. Create something and where you can now create a economic revenue flow based off of the good and service that they are already providing. They're already providing a good and a service, you know, in entertainment specifically. By the time they are 10, 11, 12 years old, and they're entertaining, you know, by the time they turn 15, 16, 17. So they should be rewarded for all of their hard work. So to say it plain, Indigo, my goal ultimately is to have our young individuals get paid while they are in the real prime of their life. As soon as they hit that field, if they're 8 years old, they should be eligible to receive, payment. And maybe 8 years old is too young. But what about 15 years old? What about 16, 17? So let's drop that age or the requirement of having to be in college to get paid. And there's ways to do it. And so I'm actually creating a proposal, in which our young individuals can get paid starting at a younger age, in order to make sure that they are setting themselves up for success in the future, and then also setting their families up for success in the future as well. And so that's my ultimate goal in the long run.
Yes. And that's what we need. That's what's up. Because that's what we need. Our youth definitely need that. And I agree, too. I don't think that children should have to wait till 18 to profit off of their own talents that they have, especially when it comes to the sport-wise. Because I can relate, because I know when I went to high school, when people were in high school, there's mad, like you said, there's mad people looking for them. You know what I'm saying? So they already have a buzz, like, not getting paid for it. That's ridiculous.
Right. And so just imagine, you play all those years, you smash every, statistic in high school, and then on the last game, you blow your knee out, or you rupture your ACL, tear your Achilles. Now you can't play no more. So that stops the potential income, right? The best of my life. Yes. But I do also want to just take the time to, again, remind everybody, as Indigo did mention, about the Buzz. So I am the co-host of the Buzz, alongside, of course, the host, IndiGolden. And, I look forward to creating something that's going to be educational, entertaining, and just something that's special for everybody to tune in and enjoy as well.
Yes. And before we go, I wanted to ask you, if you could give one advice to an upcoming or aspiring entrepreneur, what would it be?
One piece of advice. Great question. I would say stay encouraged. We come in and we do the research, and we believe we have a clear understanding. But the best way to get a clear understanding is through practice, through implementation. So you may run into some bumps, you may run into some kinks, you may run into some hurdles, but stay encouraged. That means you're progressing. Don't be afraid to ask for assistance, please. And just stay on top of it, So most businesses, they dissolve within the first 5 years of their starting. So you want to be able to make it over those humps. So set your goals, 1 year, 2 year, make it to 3. That's great. 2 more to go. Make it to that 5th year. You're in there. Okay. So stay encouraged, seek help, seek counsel, and just continue to learn each and every day. And I know that's more than one, but I feel like I owe it to you. Thank you.
Yes, I heard it from Lloyd G yourself, and this whole interview was beautiful because you're really changing. It's the same thing as similar to Kuziba, because you're changing the black community, and that's our focus. And then you're starting with the youth. This was a powerful. It really resonated with me, this interview, and I appreciate you taking your time out to letting us know more about Swish TV and you. So I really enjoyed that.
Well, I want to certainly thank you for allowing me to have the spotlight. We're really doing a lot of great things within our community through sports, education, and through social work. I invite any and everyone down to our great city of Huntsville. We were voted a top 10 places to live in America.
Hey, that's what's up.
So, and I'm gonna give y'all a little information. Within the next 10 years, will be the next Atlanta, and we're also one of the top 20 fastest growing cities in America as well. So I'm telling y'all, if you have the opportunity, come through to Huntsville now, look us up, Google us, and come get some of this cheap property while it's here.
Yes. Oh, no, that's right. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Most welcome.
Yes, and now we all know what the buzz is about when it comes to Lloyd G and Swish TV. All his links will be in the comments of this video, so make sure y'all support. And to watch more of these episodes or to save it for later, go to youtube.com/KuzibaConnection. Peace and blessings to all of y'all, and Nguvu Y'all.
And Nguvu Y'all. Peace.
Peace.